Jaclyn said to try applying it with your hands. We will try applying it with our hands. Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my very first beauty review of 2022. I was not actually planning to do a beauty review this month, but of course Jaclyn Hill came out with a new product and you knew I had to try it. I've actually been waiting for this one for so long from her, and I am so excited to say that today we are going to be doing a first impression and review of her Blurring Tint and Perfecting Concealer. I definitely have a lot of thoughts on the two of these products. I'm actually wearing them on my face right now as a base, but before we rewind the clock and walk through my first impression and review of these products, I just want to remind you guys really quick here to please like, comment, and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so as I mentioned, I'm going to be doing a review on the new Jaclyn Cosmetics Skin Blur and Concealer. I have my package right here. I haven't even opened it, so this is going to be like a full-on first impression situation. So dig in here. I do love the fact that everything always comes really branded in her packaging. Even like the tape, you guys won't be able to see it because of the lights and stuff, but even the tape is branded. A complaint that I've had with Jaclyn Cosmetics and their packaging in my last few reviews is just how wasteful their packaging is. Like, look at all of this space. This box is huge. This could fit a lot in it, and it's just taken up by like tons of bubble wrap. I get wanting to protect the product, but all of this bubble wrap and space for just that. So I think that they could do better. I mean, this is a cosmetics company, so they can totally order smaller boxes. That's just been a pet peeve of mine of ordering directly from Jaclyn Cosmetics in the past. If I can wait for the product, like if it's not a new launch, then I'll order it from Ulta because they package their products a lot more efficiently, or like I'll order from other brands and stuff, so it's a larger order, which makes sense in a box of that size. But I just feel like Jaclyn Cosmetics could really downsize the packaging when people are just ordering like 2 pieces or something. Like even like a half size down from that would be like so much better and so much less wasteful. But anyways, let's go ahead and dig into the two products. I'm so excited to try these. I have been waiting for Jaclyn to come out with complexion products for so long. I mean, her reviews were the ones that kind of like inspired me to get onto YouTube and stuff. I loved her channel. She's the second one I've ever subscribed to. And in particular, I always love a good foundation review. So I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for her to come out with some sort of base. So I'm glad that that's finally here. So like I mentioned, I did get the skin tint. This is the Skin Perfecting Blurring Tint. And I got mine in medium tan, just according to what I was seeing. Medium tan was gonna work out the best for me. Also, my moisturizer does have like a sunless tan in it, so I do have a little bit more color on my face, which I do prefer because I hate it when my face looks pale. So even when I do foundations, skin tints, tinted moisturizers, all of those things, I tend to go a little bit on the darker side just because I know I can like lighten up my face with concealer if needed. But this one says, get sheer coverage that smooths, blurs, and enhances skin's appearance for an effortless no makeup look with a natural finish. And then here is what the packaging looks like. Jaclyn's packaging, honestly, I think is just so beautiful. It's very her. It's like glam, but still also somehow understated. So I really like this one. I'm confused though on the choice of the color on this one, because with a lot of her other like base slash staple products that aren't limited edition, they're more of like the permanent products, a lot of them have been darker, like they've been black. This one is the bronzer and blush duo. But for the complexion products, she went with white and rose gold packaging, which I don't know, I personally would have left it black or a different color, just because, you know, when you're working with a lot of complexion products, it tends to get on your hands and stuff because like you blend it, or you like touch your brush, you touch your sponge. So I feel like this will just get dirty really easily. It is a very smooth surface, really easy to wipe off and clean, but still I feel like I would have stuck to like this darker theme for complexion packaging. But I mean, I'm sure she had her reasons for doing that. I'm just, like I said, confused because also too, in her demo, which we're basically gonna follow, she applied it with her sponge and then also with her hands. So if I'm applying this with my hands and then I'm touching the bottle, it's just gonna get gross very quickly. But it is beautiful, I will say that. But let's go ahead and see just like really quickly how this medium tan looks on me. I do like that this is a pump. Ooh, okay, the medium tan is quite deep. Oh, but when you blend it out, it is like pretty sheer. So especially since it's sheer, I am glad that I went a little bit deeper, because with sheer products, if I go too light, it tends to wash me out. So, oh my God, that blended so perfectly into my skin. This is a great color. Okay, happy with that. And then for the concealer, this is her Perfecting Concealer. And this one is a buildable medium to full coverage concealer that visibly brightens, blurs, and flexes with skin for a flawless finish all day long. I got mine in medium neutral because I do like my concealer to be a little bit lighter than my foundation, not too much lighter, not like 2016 where we were painting our under eyes pretty much white. No, I just like it to be like a shade or two lighter than my base color so that I get a little bit more brightness in my eyes. And like I said, it also helps to balance out if I went deeper on my base. But here's the packaging for this. Okay, this is cute. I was surprised. I thought that it would basically look like a mini version of this, like with the white continuing down. So a little surprised to see a fully clear bottle, just because even her lipsticks have that like gradient effect. So I'm very curious why she didn't do that on this concealer. Do a quick swatch of this. I am curious to see how much lighter this is going to be. Oh, not too much lighter. And it's interesting. It says that it's neutral, but I feel like it pulls a little bit warm. But I don't mind that. I prefer to go warm over cool, but just be warned if you're someone who needs it more cool. But, oh, this is thick. Not in a bad way. It's just like a good coverage. So this will be nice to balance out the blurring tint, especially if there's areas where I need a little bit more coverage. But let's go ahead and give this a first impression. I'm just gonna pin my hair back really quick. So like I said, I did watch her demo on her stories, and she applied the blurring tint with her hand and then also with a beauty blender. So we're gonna do the same thing. I am gonna start out though by priming my face. Since this makeup is more of like a natural slash no makeup look kind of makeup, I'm gonna use the Becca Zero No Pigment Virtual Foundation as my primer. I'm so sorry this has been discontinued, but I am planning to use it until I don't have any left because I really love this stuff. I'm so sad I discovered it as Becca closed. I should have ordered backups for myself. I don't know why I didn't. I think it's still available on Amazon, but I don't always trust, you know, buying cosmetics off of Amazon because you don't always know if they're coming from a verified supplier of the brand. So I just get worried about like products that have been cut with stuff and everything. That is a real thing, you guys. I'm not being dramatic. Look up Gray Market Cosmetics and I promise you, you will be thinking twice about whether or not to order cosmetics from like Amazon or get them from Costco and stuff, because there's some like scary shit that people will do to cosmetics. Starting out, like I said, with the blurring tint, I'm gonna start with my hands. I'm just gonna take probably, let's start out with like a full pump. Dot this, and I guess I just buff it into my skin with my hands. Ugh. I actually really don't like applying stuff with my hands. I genuinely prefer to use some sort of brush or beauty blender or just something. But Jaclyn said to try applying it with your hands. We will try applying it with our hands. Okay, so I think to like actually fully cover your face, you need about 2 pumps, because I also like to cover my neck. So this half a pump really truly just like covered one side of my face. So this side has the blurring tint on and this side has nothing. Honestly, it doesn't look like I have anything on. I don't think that it really gave me that much coverage. Actually, you know what? It did even out my skin a little bit. I can definitely see it in the camera now. It took me like a second to see. It's very, 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 very sheer. This is super sheer. This is not something that's gonna like transform your skin 100%, but it is like definitely nice for like a day where you don't want to actually wear makeup, but you just like want to even yourself out. I think that this is nice because, like I said, it doesn't look like I'm wearing anything on my skin and it's super lightweight, so definitely good for like a no makeup day. But I'm gonna do a second layer on my cheeks. I just have a lot going on my cheeks, so I want to build it a little bit more on the problem areas. So there's 2 layers now versus nothing. Yeah, it looks nice. It's not like anything that's like taking my breath away, but I think my skin definitely looks nicer than if it was just bare skin. So that is a plus. It's just like, it's not blowing me away, but I would use it like on a day where I'm just like vlogging at home if like I feel like my skin is looking uneven or something like that. So that is kind of nice. But let's go ahead and see what it looks like with the beauty blender. I do like the tone on me though, because like this side looks so yellow and then this side looks so neutral. I really like the tone. And then I have, it's just like a little bit deeper too on this side. So I'm a fan of that, but let's go ahead and see how it performs with the beauty blender. I'm imagining it's gonna be even thinner with the beauty blender, but you never know. Okay, I think it looks a lot nicer with the Beauty Blender. My skin just like looks a lot smoother and it's less shiny. I mean, it's still shiny. That is one point I've like had meant to make. For oily girls, this definitely is not gonna mattify you at all. In fact, it's gonna make you glow a little bit more, so just be ready with some powder. But I noticed a lot less shine on this side than I do on this side. So, I mean, right off the bat, just for that alone, I think my preferred method is with a Beauty Blender. But also, I like the coverage a lot more on this side. Usually when it comes to applying stuff with a sponge, it tends to be sheer because the sponge is gonna soak up some of the product. But somehow for this, it actually made it look a lot smoother and look like a lot better coverage. So it's an anomaly. But I am going to still even out my cheek a little bit and do a little extra layer over here. Yeah, it's much better coverage with the Beauty Blender. So I feel like if you're gonna use this skin tint, if you're oily especially, go with the sponge. I'm just gonna go over the rest of my face with the sponge, see if I can soak up some of this oil on this side. Oh my god, I'm so shiny. This is definitely something that is great for dry skin girls. Like if you're very dry and you apply this just with your fingers, it's gonna give you such a beautiful, healthy glow. If you're oily, you need powder. Like you need powder, there's no way around it. Let's go ahead and move on to concealer. So taking the Perfecting Concealer, I am just gonna apply a little bit underneath the eyes, on the side to lift me. I always want extra coverage around my nose. Not a lot of product comes out on this doe foot applicator though, so beware. You will use up the product really fast on here. You'll probably need to dip twice to get everywhere on your face. But I'm also gonna do my nose, forehead. I'm hoping that this concealer too will also mattify a little bit. And then my chin. I'm gonna let this sit for a second. I'm just gonna do my eyebrows like I normally do in between that. So I will be right back. And we're back. So let me go ahead and blend out my concealer. It's dried a little bit, which is a technique that I discovered doing not that long ago, and I really like it because you just like can stretch your concealer so much more if you let it dry a little bit, and it just gives so much better coverage. But this concealer is really nice. I like it a lot. It's definitely not full coverage. It's not like a Tarte Shape Tape. It's a little bit lighter. So I think that this would be really, really good as just like an everyday concealer, not anything like to wear on like your wedding day or for like a photo shoot or something like that. But you know, if you're just doing like some quick easy daily makeup or something for the office or anything like that, or you know, just for you, you just want to like pull yourself together a little bit, this is definitely a nice concealer for that because it's not too much. It's not like too overwhelming or anything, especially when you're wearing something like this blurring tint, because if you're wearing like a very, very sheer base and then you go in with a super heavy concealer, it can just make the areas where you put the concealer look really cakey. But this one I'm sure was like meant to be designed to blend really nicely with a lighter base. So I think, no, actually I'm good. I was gonna do a little bit more, but I actually like the level of coverage that we're at. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my concealer with some powder really quick, and then I'm gonna go in with a fluffier brush. I'll pick up just a little bit of powder and I'm just gonna lightly press into the rest of my face, because as we've established, I am oily and this is not designed for oily girls. I'm not saying oily girls can't use it, but this blurring tint definitely does not have anything to mattify, so us oily girls need this extra step for sure. Okay, so far I'm really liking the way that this has turned out. With the blurring tint, I was kind of like on the fence about it until I added in the concealer. Once I added in the concealer and the powder, I actually really, really like the way that my skin looks. Like I said before, it looks like I'm not wearing anything on my face, and that includes actually the areas where I put concealer. I can't even tell that I'm wearing concealer or anything. Like if you just saw me walking down the street like this, it would totally look like I'm not wearing any makeup, which I do really, really like. But I am gonna go ahead and finish out the rest of my face. So I'm gonna hop off really quick, do my eyes, bronzer, blush, all of that good stuff, and then we'll come back here to see how it's still reacting with a fuller face of makeup. And we're back, a full face of makeup on, and I just wanted to give you guys some general overall thoughts on the blurring tint and the perfecting concealer. Like I've been saying, very lightweight, extremely natural, all of that stuff. I definitely definitely would have to say that the star for me is the concealer. I love the consistency. I love the coverage. I like the fact that it looks so natural, but you can definitely build it. And also too, from what I can tell, it is like crease resistant. I haven't noticed any creasing at all. There are definitely a lot of concealers that I've used in the past where I'll put it on, and if I don't powder it down right away, it starts to crease. And you guys saw after I applied it and just blended it in, I was talking to you guys for like a minute or two, and then I powdered it down, and even then it still didn't have any creases. So I really like that. I feel like this is probably like my new go-to lighter weight everyday concealer when I don't want to wear Shape Tape. So huge fan of this concealer. Jaclyn knocked it out of the park with this. As far as the base goes, like I've been saying, I do like the base. I'm just not blown away by it. I wanted it to be so incredible. Like the first time that I used the Winky Lux Tinted Veil, that one blew me out of the park when I used it. And it was a similar kind of product where it was just gonna be like your skin, but better. It was gonna look really natural. It wasn't meant to mattify or anything like that. And just the way that that makes my skin look is just so stunning, but yet still somehow so natural. So that is the standard that I hold all tinted moisturizers and blurring tints and that kind of stuff too. And this one I felt like it's good, but it's not up there. I would say this is like an average to above average tinted moisturizer in my book, or blurring tint, however you want to categorize it. I felt like it's adequate, but it could have given me a little bit more, if that makes any sense. But I wouldn't not repurchase it. I think that, like I said, it's a good one to have. It evens me out without looking like I'm wearing anything on my face at all, which I do like. But if I was going on vacation and I could only take one tinted moisturizer with me, I would definitely pick my Winky Lux over this one, but I would still want to have this in like my larger makeup collection. But anyways, those are my overall thoughts. I'm gonna wear this throughout the day. I don't think I'm gonna do check-ins with you guys. I'll just check in with you guys once at the very end of the night after I've worn this for a few hours, just so we can see like when it starts breaking down, if I start getting oily, and just like how well in general these two products wear over the period of a few hours. I do want to say again, if you're an oily girl, I recommend this, but I just highly recommend that you are ready with powder, because you will need to powder this down. But if you're dry, you are really gonna love the finish on this tint. But anyways, I am gonna get going. I have to do so much laundry organization. It's like insane. So like I said, I will check back in with you guys at the end of the night and show you guys how this wore through all of the work I'm about to do. I had a really big laundry day. So it's the end of the night. I've had this base and concealer on since 4 o'clock. It's midnight now, so that's like what, 8 hours? That's a pretty good amount of time for wear. So I'm gonna check in here and see how it's looking. I mean, honestly, the blurring tint held up really nicely. I think because it's not actually like a foundation and stuff, it's sitting into the skin a lot better, so it's like not breaking up or anything like that. You guys can see it's still like fully intact. Maybe a little bit of texture is coming through, but other than that, nothing too big. And then the concealer has not creased at all. I am very happy with this concealer. Definitely a winner for me. Like I had said earlier, I am obsessed with the concealer, and this just like further proves it, because it still looks really good here at the end of the night. But that's gonna be it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget, of course, to please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if there's anything you guys want me to review in 2022, whether it's clothing, brands, makeup, skincare, hair care, any of that stuff. I love trying out new products, so I'm happy to make sure to include reviews for you guys. Just let me know what products you guys are curious about, and I will try to get to it. But thank you guys again so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you guys very soon again in my next video. Bye.